Welcome to another exciting edition of Hidden in the Universal Vault. I'm Ryan, your host. Let me just go ahead and put that up. There we go. Okay, so I'm welcoming you to the review. So I just finished this a couple hours ago. Well, I just finished it now, but we're going to talk about it. We're going to jump right back into the 1980s, my favorite decade of film, as we take a look at a military movie. Not really military movie, but I figured with Veterans Day coming up, I thought this is kind of sort of Veterans Day, but maybe not. I don't know. I had a Veterans Day movie lined up, but I figured, I'll save that one for another holiday. But the movie I'm taking a look at, and this is a movie that stars James Garner, Shirley Jones, C. Thomas Howell, and this was really, James Garner, Shirley Jones, C. Thomas Howell in 1984's Tank. Now, Tank is a movie that I really wanted to check out for. I wanted to check this movie out. This is, by the way, the Universal Studio Selections lineup. I have a couple of these in the collection, but I wanted to talk about Tank because it happened to deal with the movie being about a big old tank. So, yeah. And the title on here says, "A tank a day keeps the law away." That's the premise of Tank. So, what did I think of Tank? Let's talk about Tank. So, Tank centers around James Garner. He plays Sergeant Major Zach Curry. It starts with him as he's basically in his street clothes, and he's, I think, getting ready to head down there. So his son, played by C. Thomas Howell, and his wife, played by Shirley Jones. So yeah, Shirley Jones from the Partridge Family in an 80s movie about a giant Sherman tank. That's weird enough. The movie also has, I'm trying to think of any, it also has G.D. Spangley, and it also has a very young James Cromwell. Yes, the farmer from Babe appears in this movie. I was like, this is a farmer from Babe. I'm like, that's crazy. Yeah. So basically, it starts out that. Then he's in the army, meets up with another sergeant who realized that his son is arrested. He gets in trouble for having marijuana in school, so yeah, he gets in trouble for marijuana. So that's his premise. So basically, he's trying to I'm trying to explain it the best I can. I'm not very good at doing movie reviews, so I'm kind of going to stumble off a bit. So basically, his son is arrested by the police, and his job is he's trying to get his son out of jail. So he decides he's going to take to matters and hop in a big old Sherman tank and head down the streets to get my son back. But we don't get the tank until near the end of the movie. With a title like Tank, I thought it'd be more about the tank rather than James Garner's character. Again, like I said, the movie should be about the tank. And I feel like it's kind of misleading because it's not really about the tank. It's more about these characters. The tank is sort of like a side character in the film. I'm not darking the movie. It's okay. I'll sum it up this way: it's a decent watch. If you're like me, James Garner is one of my favorite actors. Out of all the old Hollywood, James Garner is probably my favorite. I've seen maybe about 10 of his movies in his career outside of Universal. I did cover The Great Long Neck Migration, which he voiced one of the characters in that movie, but I never saw him as in a movie like that where he's the main lead. And he's good in it. Though it's kind of weird that they got the farmer. So anyways, most of the time Gardner is confronted by the farmer, sheriff. Yeah, so the sheriff, played by James Cromwell, He's basically like this arrogant sheriff. So he meets him at the bar with another woman, and that's sort of that story of that character. So now we get to where he's riding the tank. So the cop slaps the girl so much, so he gets in the fight, and now they're trying to get on the run and try to get him. So essentially, that's when he gets on the tank. So there's one line in it where he's like standing there like this. He's like, "I want my son out of there. Now don't be cute." And then he's like, "Okay, I'll get him out." So and then he's saying to her, is he making up excuses? So he turns the tank and blows up the deputy's car. Not sheriff, he's a deputy, but he blows up the deputy's car, and then all of a sudden he starts firing at the payphones, I do believe. So yeah, I'm just going to leave it at that. I don't want to go more in detail of the film, but it's okay. It's a fun watch. It's mindless popcorn fun. It's a popcorn picture. You just leave your brain at the counter and suspend in disbelief. See, here's the thing. Movies are escapists. We want to escape into a different world. We want to be in these two characters. We want to feel not really bad, but we want to kind of cheer them on as they're riding this tank and trekking down road to road. It also feels like a road picture at times. So that's why we want to be with these characters. And that's why they're called escapist films. You're supposed to escape. And that's really what this movie is. It's pure fun. I had a good time. It's slow at first. I will say I kind of wish we had the tank near the beginning of the movie and had him maybe drive the tank. But most of the time it does feel like a family drama. Like Garner and Jones, they clash, they fight with each other. I don't know who Shirley Jones plays as in this. It doesn't say. Oh, it's a World War II Sherman tank. I'm sorry, that's what it was. Don't know her character's name, but C. Thomas Howell plays Billy, the son. His son's name is Billy. And, Janine Harrison was the girl. I forgot to mention, she's the girl that C. Thomas Howell's, I believe, girlfriend? I think? I don't know. Maybe. Well, like I said before, they're also, weird enough, as soon as they get the son out of there, he tells the deputy to strip down, and yes, you see the farmer's butt hang out. Though this is a PG-rated movie, but I actually spotted the F word once in this movie. For PG, that's very rare. There's a scene in the mess hall where he's out there, the cook's and sergeant is mad. So he goes up and he questions him, and he's like, "I want to be able to eat with that. This is delicious. I want to thank your cooking, your stuff." He's like, "Did you try my peach cobbler?" "I'm about to try it right now." He's like, "How's it taste?" "Sergeant, this is one of the best effing peach cobbler I've ever ate." "Oh, it's good?" So he pleases the other sergeant. So Sergeant's mad, he's running out while the two soldiers like taking trash out. They're like trying to back up. I actually found it more comical than serious. This is supposed to be an action film, but it sometimes feels like a comedy. But I'm not narking the movie. I find some of the moments it gets good. Like I said, in a whole, and this is what I'm going to say, I can sort of recommend it. The stuff with the big old World War II Sherman tank is great. It's awesome. But if you were to remove the tank, this just would have been a mediocre family film. It also feels like a slice of life film at times. I don't know, but without the tank, I don't think the movie would work. But the tank, like I said, is sort of like the side character. If the tank was throughout the whole movie, and we didn't have to wait until like 4 quarters into near the end of the movie where he actually uses his tank, then this movie would have been this would have been one of James Garner's best. I would probably easily say this would have been his best performance in his career. I like James Garner. I think he's great at what he does. And like I said, he's a great action star, but he was a great actor, though. I've seen a bunch of his movies. It probably would have been right up there with his character Jim Rockford in the Rockford Files. Kind of like that. It's like if you took his character from that show, put him in the army, and had him ride in a tank. If the movie was just the tank from start to finish, this movie would have been a masterpiece. But as a whole, it's just average fun. It's good popcorn fun. I'm not hating the movie. I am going to keep this movie because it's part of the Studio Selections release. But as a film, trying to think who else made this. Oh, I forgot. This was also made by Lorimar Productions. They were a television company. This is probably might be their only film they ever made, and I'm like, that's cool. So yeah, I don't have much to say about it. I might miss a few things, but let me know what you guys think of the movie Tank. Let me know in the comments what you think. So let's go ahead and rate the movie. So yeah, I'm gonna give Tank a 3 out of 5. It was really hard to say. It came close. It came down to being a 2 out of 5, but I set my eyes on the 3 out of 5 because I feel with the tank in the film, the movie is still good because of that tank. If it had no tank, and the message ending, I will say that the ending was a little weak, but I'm not hindering from it. I had a good time with Tank. I can recommend the movie. If you're a big fan of James Garner, or if you like any of these actors, like if you like C. Thomas Howell, check the movie out. Like I said, it's not terrible. It's just average, but it's good popcorn fun. But in the end, it's just average. So yeah, that's my review of Tank. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you do like the content on the channel, I have a ton of videos on the channel. If you want to, click the subscribe button, ring the bell, click the bell to get all my notifications, and you can see all of my video reviews on there. I got a ton of reviews, ton of content on the channel. So like I said again, I put up 2 videos per week. So if you like the stuff I have, drop by the channel. Let me know what you guys think of it. And yeah. So yeah. And yeah. And as always, keep watching those Universal movies, and I'll catch you guys next time. Bye.